You know what guys, I guess people can't have different opinions anymore, they got to agree with the standardized opinion. For example, a couple weeks ago I watched a video, funny enough it was on Halloween, about a YouTuber called Ploobius, which if you don't know makes videos mainly on drama and predators. So guess what the video I was referring to is about? It was about EDP, and as soon as I watched the video I instantly knew this was clickbait. The main indications that brought me into this conclusion is that in the thumbnail it says, "He is dying," but the video talks about a completely different story in the same context. After that pathetic wormhole of an apology video, EDP a few days later would announce he had stage 5 kidney failure, which led to many commentary channels, specifically this one, to milk the entire situation just for their financial gain. It's kinda sad, since you're just giving the predator you despise more attention to the masses who don't like him. Not gonna lie, the Roblox video made me bust out laughing. Seems like the exposed video he did on whoever runs it is using an I voice now as well, twisting words to fit his ideas. I find it hilarious how this weirdo wants to make themselves look better than me, when they blatantly hide behind a text-to-speech voice because they're way too scared to record their actual voice. Even if he did threaten me, he threatens people all the time. Ploobius was right about you. I just want to make it loud and clear that this video in no way, shape or form isn't defending EDP, it's just a way to put myself accountable for the actions I have indeed caused to myself. But with that out of the way, let me explain myself. So a couple months ago I would make a video calling out a YouTuber I thought was making death threats to EDP, and before any of y'all say anything, yes, I know no sympathy for a predator, but even so I want you guys to know that harassing or threatening a predator doesn't make you better than the predator you despise, it's merely stooping to his level of degeneracy. Anyways, after that video I would forget about this guy for a while, until a few months ago, specifically on March, when I had the idea to make a sequel to my previous EDP video, which did pretty good in terms of likability. But anyways, I would end up making the stupid decision of tagging him, which led him to later respond a day later, basically debunking everything I said in my initial video on him. Now, he didn't really go over the point I made in my EDP redemption video, but we can only assume why. I'm not saying it for obvious reasons, but to Ploobius I say sorry. I'm sorry I was being a huge prick in the head throughout this little beef we had. Sometimes when I get angry I take the anger out on somewhere else, and that should have not happened in the first place. Overall guys, in my initial video on this guy, which was this one which I have later unlisted for obvious reasons, I was being incredibly immature and bratish, and I realized some of my points I made in my video were very ill-informed, which Ploobius would later call me out for. I feel ashamed and dishonored for talking about this guy in my channel, and I should have never made that video. Hell, I probably shouldn't have even interacted with that guy in his comments. But that doesn't mean my little apology to this guy isn't safe from giving him criticism. Now Ploobius, these words I'm about to say are not hate, these are just a form of expression I would like to make, criticizing some of your content as you did to me as well. One thing I don't like about this guy is that he milks the EDP drama a lot, although not in the more Pegasus level. He still makes a lot of videos about him, even to level of ranting about him even when he's not involved in some huge drama. And Ploobius, I know what you're gonna say, the EDP stuff isn't even my most popular videos, and to that I say it still doesn't matter. You do not need to make a video on playing EDP Roblox games, or even any game involving a predator to that matter. But anyways, the next thing I would like to talk about is him ignoring many of my other points, like him clickbaiting his EDP video for views, which doesn't really matter but sucks since you're trying to spread awareness on a predator. I also didn't like a lot of his viewers were attacking me in the comments, which I know isn't necessarily Ploobius's fault cause he can't control every moron like me. But anyways, the last thing I would like to say is that I didn't really like that he called him a fanboy of EDP just because I made this comment, which I did word pretty badly. I regretting posting that cause it just made me look desperate, to be honest. But yeah, that was my response to Ploobius, and probably to you all's displeasure I will not be unlisting my previous video, cause my overall main point was his frequent milking of the drama, so don't even bother asking to do that. So yeah, I hope this video cleared some confusion to some viewers, and I'll see you guys in the next level. Bye.